Hey guys, it's your boy Blackrue back with another video. We'll be talking Steam Exchange today. We're going to be talking their AMA they did on the 23rd of June. But first, cue Indigo Saint. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe it was Blackrue investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifesting, so we binge on our Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing.
My man Indigo. So guys, catch me on Benzinga and Gentlemen of Crypto. You can see in the links below what times those will be because definitely need to watch those because sometimes I give them content that doesn't make it on the channel like exactly on the channel. So you definitely need to watch those. Um, but yeah, we're going to be talking to AMA today and the AMA is action packed because they actually go over the testnet when we can be expecting it, dates, just like we expect from Steam Exchange. They're transparent and they're giving us the stuff up front. So how it's going to break down is I'm going to kind of give you a little synopsis and then I'm going to let you hear from them first, so people are not like Ruell's lying, Blackrue's lying. So that's how we're going to do it, guys. Let me bring it up here. And then right afterwards, right after we finish the AMA, it's not that long. It's only like 28 minutes. There were only a few relevant questions, which I'll just cover. I'm going to let you know what this means for us Steam exchangers because I'm one of them. I still have my bag. I'm going to grow my bag. But more into that later. Neville's going to start off by telling us what Steam Exchange is. And by the way, I was listening to this stuff on 1.5 times speed. Little tip I picked up from Tim Ferriss's 4 Hour Work Week. Definitely check that book out. It's a really good book. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna play it at a 1.5 times speed. But if you guys want to listen to our whole video, my whole video at 1.5 times speed, you go right ahead. But right now, just so we can get through this kind of quickly, I'm gonna play it at a 1.5 times, not 1.5. I'm sorry, 1.25. So 1.25 speed. All right. So here we go. Neville is gonna explain all the things that Steam Exchange has and what they are. Okay. And then I'm gonna clue you guys in on some things that Neville might have missed.
Things to tell everyone about. And yeah, I'm just going to pass it over to Neville.
Thank you, Jamal. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining the AMA. Neville DeVecchia here, president of Steam Exchange. I'll kick off the slide deck for you guys, and let's get this show on the road. So first of all, for all the new investors here and people listening in for the first time, what is Steam Exchange? Steam Exchange is an upcoming hybrid digital asset trading ecosystem. The ecosystem includes a decentralized environment comprising of our Rails network proprietary blockchain, QuickSwap, a launchpad with an innovation lab, and an NFT gateway. It also encompasses a centralized trading environment that we like to call Steamx Pro. Along with the ecosystem and platform and tools, we're also developing with our partners, University of Waterloo, specifically the Department Stratford School of Interaction Design and Business, and Sheridan College to deliver an AI-driven gamified learning experience revolving digital assets.
Okay. So Steam Exchange. He covered the Rails network blockchain, which check out one of my past videos on an AMA, which shows exactly how fast the Rails network blockchain is. Dude, it's real fast, so that's really promising. They're gonna have a swap and a quick swap, which kind of makes them a hybrid. It's gonna be decentralized exchange and also a centralized exchange. They're going to have a launchpad and an innovation lab. They're going to have an NFT gateway. And they're also going to have a centralized trading environment, which they call Steamx Pro. And they're also going to be a hybrid in terms of they're going to have proof of work and proof of stake. That's very important because you can mine this, guys. You can mine it and you can stake it. So it's going to be a hybrid in that way too. Very important to note that. Um, so that's cool. Now, what's coming up is Chris is going to tell us a little bit about um, the swap and the DEX, or the swap and the quick swap. Basically, the swap is a DEX, the quick swap. The quick swap is a DEX, so you don't have the KYC. All you have to do is connect your wallet, swap, and you're done. Just connect your wallet, whatever. The swap is going to be more centralized, meaning you kind of have to KYC for it, and that's just how that's going to work out. But I'm going to let it play so you can hear it from Chris's mouth. And by the way, I had a huge AMA with these guys on Benzinga. Definitely go over there to Benzinga and check it out. I need to kind of like link that video in my on my channel somehow. I'll figure out how to do that later. But anyway, let's continue.
Thanks, Ed. Now, I'm going to hop into the
Good thing to note also, the quick swap and swap testnet is going to be up on August 1st, which you can see right there. August 1st, 2022, which means it's about a month out, a little over a month out.
swap and quick swap. Now, if you recall, these are two of the three trading options that will be available via Steam Exchange. In preparation for our mainnet migration to Steam Exchange, Ruell's network, we are definitely pleased to announce that we will be opening our testnet for this swap and quick swap to the public for more or less functionality and user acceptance testing. This testing will be more or less a two-pronged approach, and I'll be able to explain that a little bit more better in detail later on once we talk about the release of the testnet native coin to go with it. Now, as part of this initiative, what we will be doing is issuing a more of an open bounty to the public, whereby users will be able to sign up and come in from a testing perspective.
That's very important too. I think I missed that. Open bounty. Open bounty. So they're going to give you an open bounty for finding codes on the swap and the quick swap. I'm sorry. They're going to give you an open bounty for finding bugs on a swap or the quick swap. So thereby, and it incentivizes you. Guys, I'm so sorry. I just had a stroke 4 weeks ago. So your boy can't really talk as clear as I used to. But I'm going to try to keep, well, I got to kind of work on it, have therapy for it. But yeah, anyways. So it incentivizes the user to use the quick swap and swap, because if they find bugs, they will get compensated probably in Steamx tokens for finding a bug. So it's very synergistic, encourages people to find bugs, and actually rewards them for it.
And will be rewarded accordingly for identified and reporting bugs. We felt that this was a very fun and interactive engagement for our trusted community to further assist in pressure testing what's been developed so far. Now, again, the quick swap portion is the decentralized portion where you bring your own wallet, more or less your favorite wallets via Wallet Connect, connected to our platform, and go ahead and about your day, doing your day-to-day trading. And our swap is our proprietary trust list function, whereby you don't need to connect your wallet at all, right? So in that feature, you're specifying what you're trading, what you wish to receive, and then you send over those particular tokens accordingly to the generated wallet via the tool, and then likewise you'll receive back the traded tokens to the wallet where the funds initially came from. So we'll tap into that a little bit more in the slide in terms of how the native coin plays into this here. But for the essential release here for the August 1st, what we're going to be doing is releasing the swap and quick swap from a testnet perspective, and again, more focused.
So August 1st is when it's going to be released, guys. And I'm so sorry, guys. I can't do the 1.5 times speed. I gotta. Oh, it's on normal speed. Man, I thought there was something wrong. Okay, we're gonna do 1.5 times speed. Okay, my God, my bad.
Is on end user testing and the functionality overall for the look and feel of these applications.
So for release number 2, we
So Rails network. Basically, Neville's going to tell us that it's going to be zeroed out because it already has test data in it. It's zeroed out so that, obviously it'll be zeroed out so that the testers, the beta testers, can test, and all the data that they test on block on this is kind of zeroing on block one is what they're going to call it. Will be free and will be able to be like clean. So now it'll go to block one, which will be clean with no data in it, and everyone will be able to test and find bugs. So that's what they're gonna do. August 15th is when they're planning to do that, and you can hear it from Neville himself.
we have our Steam Exchange Rails network. So we've talked about the Rails network a lot. We've showed you some of the functionality. We advise that the environments that we currently have are our development environment, production environment, essentially testnet, mainnet, devnet. So testnet being live for a while now, there's a lot of data on testnet from testing in the early stages. So what we're going to be doing on August 15th is reinitializing testnet to block one. What this will allow us to do is purge all that data from testing and allow to lay the groundwork for what's coming up next as far as the beta and the testing goes.
So just like I told you, he's going to zero it out. It's going to be called block one, and then it'll be a clean slate for beta testing. Okay, so this is the native coin. They plan on launching the beta coin somewhere between August 22nd to August 29th. And at that point, you can claim it for testnet trading. So you'll go on and kind of claim the token. Like you'll claim the testnet token. You don't need real money. You don't need real money to like play with the testnet or the beta net, because that's a question that comes up later. No real money needed. You're gonna just get this fake native coin, the fake Steamx coin, and you can go through and test it, run it, and if you find a bug, you'll be rewarded. So you really got to pay attention to the Telegram and the YouTube just to know when this is actually going to go online. But it's probably going to go online within these dates that we've been given right now, August 22nd, which is about almost 2 months away, right? But hear from them themselves.
All right, I got ahead of myself. Okay, so looking at the native coin here, again, from a testnet perspective, right? Now, what we're going to be doing is while we're doing the testnet migration, and that's currently ongoing, every holder will essentially receive their respective testnet allocation to use during the beta stage, right? This includes interacting with the swap, quick swap.
So every holder will receive testnet coins. Now, I don't know if this means if you don't have any real coins, can you still receive testnet coins? I don't know if that means that, but that's what they said. Every holder will receive testnet coins. So that's a question to kind of direct to the guys. Okay, I know you said that you're not using real money. That's not fair. But do I have to be a holder to use the testnet?
And Launchpad and Innovation Lab. Now, the goal here will be to deploy these allocations by way of our Launchpad claim functionality, right? We'll have it in place where.
So they're going to use the Launchpad as a testing mechanism. So when you claim your testnet tokens, you would claim them through Launchpad in kind of in relation to the amount of real coins you have. So that's going to do two things. That's going to test the Launchpad and make sure that people can claim via that. And well, that's basically what it's going to do. It's going to test the Launchpad to have you claim through the Launchpad. So you'll go through Launchpad, claim the fake native coin, and be able to test.
Whereby users can go to the Launchpad and there will be a claim area, and you can go ahead and claim your testnet token, testnet coins. Now, however, should this not align accordingly, then we've also built in a contingency whereby we have the ability to leverage more of an airdrop process to get users their respective tokens, right? Now, what we have outlined here are two dates here with the August 20th.
And Chris just said if that doesn't work, basically, If you can't claim it via the launchpad, we'll do something like an airdrop so you can claim your test tokens. So
second be the target release date, which is pulling pretty strong at this junction. And if that does not hold, then we have the appropriate contingency release date of the 29th. So again, this native coin will allow you at this junction to interact with the launchpad, and I'll explain that in a little bit as well too. And again, the swap and quick swap portions of our platform. Okay. Now the launchpad here. So the plan overall here is again for the DApp portion and the smart contracts, we're going to be deploying them and they'll be open for beta testing. Now, what this means to you is that potential project owners or developers, they'll be able to begin applying for Steam Exchange launch token to become a verified dev on the Rails network. With this beta release, also comes with it is that community members will be able to actively participate in testnet pre-sales with their allocated testnet native coins and ultimately gain the overall experience, right?
So basically, what they're saying there is, developers will be able to apply for Steam Exchange launch tokens. And that way they become a verified developer on the Rails network. And then community members will be able to participate in testnet pre-sales for a look and feel of like a launchpad. If you guys have never done a launchpad before, it's basically where you give money to be able to be given tokens of a certain company you're buying. So say I made Blackrue coin, and I said, okay, I'm going to give you Blackrue coin at the rate of 100 Steam Exchange coins for one Blackrue coin. So something like that. So that's going to be tested out by using these launch token coins, and then the launch token coin will be a different coin that you will be able to use. That the developers, the verified developers, will be able to use to give people, community members who participate in testnet pre-sale launchpads. Okay.
It all ties into it, right? Starting going back to again the release for the native coin. Once you do have a native coin, you'll be able to again interact with the swap and a quick swap, and then also too you'll be able to participate in these testnet pre-sale launches, right? This ultimately is going to give everybody the look and feel experience and get an understanding of how it's going to work in mainnet, right? Essentially, what you're playing with today will be that in mainnet, right? And again, as previously mentioned, our goal will be to leverage the same platform. Where you can come and claim your tokens from the Launchpad / Innovation Lab area for your native coins. Now, right now, the target date for the release is August 22nd, and we want to obviously keep that really aligned to the native coin. It only makes sense from a release perspective. That way you can come here to Launchpad Innovation Lab and claim your tokens accordingly. And that's where you'll notice that the target date and the contingency date are essentially mirrored with the native coin.
Okay, so I'm assuming there was a difference, there was a distinction between native coin and launch coin. So I'm assuming there's a distinction there, and those are not the same coin. But it's a little confusing because you're supposed to come to the launchpad and claim your native coin. So I think there's a little thing that needs to be cleared up there. But I think you can come to the launchpad, claim your native coin, and then later these verified developer people will be given the launch token, and then that'll be another test for the launchpad. Okay, now we're going to get into the Steamx Pro advanced portion. I think the advanced trading is going to be done with they're going to test stuff like, you can see there they have, I think, trading view looking thing in the background. So I'm assuming that's going to be having things like a stop loss, stuff like that. So it's going to be advanced type of centralized platform trading where you got stop loss, you got a chart, you got stuff like that. But here they're going to explain it.
So next up on the release list, number 5 is Steamx Pro. This is our centralized ecosystem. We just talked about all of our decentralized functions and adequate or respective release dates for each one of those. So for the Steamx Pro, we're going to release as well into testnet. So the target release date for this is September 19th. And during this phase, we're actually going to open up registration to that.
So the release date for this is September 19th. Oh my God, I can't talk. But like you see, Neville was saying right there, they're actually going to open up the registration to KYC. So you'll actually be able to kind of KYC at that point. And then since this is going to be September 19th, this is a little over 3 months away.
To the advanced trading platform and the Steamx ecosystem. Along with that, we're also going to give you the option to opt in for KYC in this stage. Advanced trading is going to be tied to Testnet to begin with, and the same things apply, right? So bug bounty, beta testing. You get to use your allocation in this ecosystem for the centralized side, get a look and feel experience for the charting, the tools, the limit orders, the market orders, et cetera, et cetera. So advanced trading, though part of our centralized ecosystem, will also be released for beta on September 19th.
All right.
Okay, and then now they're gonna get into the bug fixes. So basically, they're gonna say, okay, any bug fixes are gonna be identified during beta and promptly shared with the developers for remediation. And then the next important point they're gonna talk about is the smart contracts and like the auditors. So they're looking at Certec and Brew Labs for the auditing of the smart contracts. The dApps are going to be either Certec or Brew Labs. And a platform will be announced. And, they're going to also go through audits there. So Certec and Brew Labs will do the audits and the auditing on the smart contracts and the dApps to ensure that they're ready, because all of these things are going to be needed for them to give to the Ontario Securities Commission to just kind of stamp and say, yes, you're audited, you're clear, you're safe. Now we can trust you to be sold and used in Ontario, in Canada. You are a licensed registered crypto exchange. So they have to have these before they're official.
So I guess we can talk a little bit here about the bug fixes and audits, right? Now, as always, we want to ensure our users will have the best product available, right? Hence, this is an extremely important area for us as well. It goes without saying that continuous feedback and continuous improvement will always be encouraged, as is pivotal to our downstream success. Like I mentioned earlier, any bugs identified during the beta will be promptly shared with our development team for remediation, right? And again, we want to get the community involved, get everyone's hands on the product, and again, make it fun for everybody while continue to build and grow. Now, as it pertains to the audits, it goes without saying, again, this is another extremely important component, especially from a security perspective, right? Every smart contract and dApp on the Rails network will be brought forward for the appropriate reviews / QA testing and applicable audits. Just to highlight a few of our preferred vendors, you can see below. We have a few in mind in terms of like Certec and Brew Labs, and even as it pertains to the platform, there are some strong considerations for such, but not limited to, like Deloitte or TCS. And it will be noted that this is subject to change. Obviously, once we get closer to that junction, that these preferred vendors could definitely change. But for right now, this is kind of what we've been discussing. So another huge area for us.
Okay, and then they're going to get into the regulation journey. And who shares all of this with you? They're so transparent. But basically, they're going to say that they need all of this stuff to get ready for the Ontario Securities Commission. So that's why it's important that they have beta testers to find all the bugs, make sure all the system has been combed through. Then once all the system has been combed through by beta testers, then they can have the audit, ensure that everything's tight and stitched up there, and then after that they can submit to Ontario Securities Commission, say, look, we had the beta testing here, we had the auditing here, we're sound, we're locked up, we're ready to go, we're ready to hit the ground running. Approve us so we can be a crypto securities exchange. So they're going through it step by step by step by step.
So next up for us, regarding our regulatory journey specific to our centralized exchange, this is one topic that we haven't really spoken too much about. So we did want to take the opportunity to kind of highlight, the process, where we are and what's currently pending. So the actual process, in a very brief format, we need to provide the Ontario Securities Commission a business pro forma. We need to provide them with a financial statement, and we need to provide them with all the results from our audits, and also any audits that they request. We also have to work through regulatory guideline satisfaction. So there's a whole list of rules and obligations for us as an ecosystem and as an organization that we have to align with. So what Steamx has completed so far, we have completed our business pro forma, we have completed our financial statement, and we've developed our ecosystem to align with those regulatory guidelines. What's pending and what's coming down the pipe, of course, through beta, we're going to get through the audit stage. We do know what audits are sought after by the Ontario Securities Commission. So once these audits are completed, a formal application will be submitted to the OSC for approval. And it's in this stage where we find out whether Steamx Inc. falls into one of these categories. Either we're an approved dealer, we're an exempted dealer, or we're on the restricted dealer list, which means we fall into different guidelines, which you can look at on the OSC website, and what other restricted dealers are obligated to. So this is kind of our regulatory journey and what's coming.
Okay, those are the three kind of buckets they can put into, but the Ontario Securities Commission will give them time to say, okay, if you miss this in the audit, you miss this little part right here, they will get time to kind of correct that before they're placed in the bucket, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they'll be given time to clear up any inadequacies as far as the Securities Commission is concerned. They will be given time to clear those up before they're put in a bucket.
Coming up for us, there's a lot going on. Like Chris mentioned, there's so many different moving parts, and the regulatory journey is definitely part of that, right? And this is probably one of the most important pieces for our centralized side. We're definitely aiming to have our application in early October, perhaps end of September, so that way we can get the ball rolling, satisfying questions that are asked of us, and just overall appease to the regulators. Again, this is going to be a fun journey for sure. We've been told that it's going to be
So, like Neville said, so they're trying to get it in October, maybe late September, and this is the regulatory portion is very, very important for a centralized exchange side.
Interesting one, but because we've developed our ecosystem to align with a lot of the guidelines, we definitely feel or have a sense of where we'll land. So we'll touch more on that as we go. For now, we'll leave regulatory journey at that.
All right, so we can hop into our dependencies for go live here. Now these are our three different buckets here. So starting off with the centralized ecosystem, right? I think we already talked a little bit about that.
So basically, review. They're saying, okay, these are the dependencies really to go live. We got to get our smart contract audits, our DApp audits. We got to get the QA testing, and we got to get the regulatory approval. That's just basically summing up everything they told us right now. But one thing that's very important here to note is the artificial intelligence portion is not going to be completed until December 2023, which probably means they're going to need to change the game on how they want people to participate in the launch pads, because they said people are going to have to become accredited investors on the launch pads. On the education portion before they could participate in the launch pad. So that's probably going to have some revision there. I'll talk to the guys to see what they say about that, and then maybe I'll leave a comment there. But I know that they said to participate in the launch pad. And check that out on the last AMA video I did. I did it a couple days ago. In order to participate in the launch pad, you would have to become an accredited investor. But it doesn't look like, if development is slated to conclude in December 2023, it doesn't look like that'll be in place before the launch pad. So they're going to have to figure out something, who's going to be able to participate in the launch pad.
Already, but upon successful completion of our beta phase, backed with the appropriate bugs and fixes in place, we're now looking at the appropriate QA testing, audits, and regulatory approvals, with being that the immediate priority for the team in order to put us in a position for go live, right? So that's essentially what we're going to be looking at to be able to consider ourselves ready to go live on the centralized portion. On the decentralized side of the ball, some of the same stuff, but not exactly. But obviously, we're going to be in optimal position for go live once we clear our beta and our bug fixes, followed by the appropriate downstream smart contract audits, as well as the DApp audits as well too, right? And then once we get past that, then you can kind of see, right, we're talking about the Rails network blockchain, the quick swap functionality, Launchpad Innovation Lab, and NFT Gateway as well too. These are all things that will be able to go live once we do complete those appropriate audits and bug fixes accordingly. Now, on the AI gamified learning, and I know Neville touched on this a little earlier, but I'll just like to reiterate some points here, that from a development timeline perspective, we're looking at marching out towards the end of 2023, right, December 2023. Throughout the course of our development phase, we're going to be continuing to release early versions of the education modules for consumption. That way, our users can begin to learn and start their learning journey. And it should be noted that there are some particular aspects, such as the testing and grading, that won't be available out the gate and will be available at a later junction. And obviously, this is because they do require some key AI coding. And as we go down the road, we'll bring this information to light more and help you get a better understanding how that kind of ties into everything. But rest assured, our partners and our internal teams have their best foot forwards to ensure we're going to be very successful for the core focus on education.
So it seems like the core focus is going to be education. They're going to have to modify things a little bit because this won't conclude until December 2023. Like I said, we got to see how that's going to work into the launch pad because that obviously means that you're not going to really be able to use that to become an accredited investor. So they need to tell us how it's going to work for Launchpad people now that this is not going to be ready. Uh, Possibly, maybe they have some type of module in place that might qualify you to be some type of accredited investor type of deal. I don't know, but it doesn't. If the AI gamify learning is that module, it doesn't look like it'll be in place in time. So they need to let us know who gets to participate in the launch pads.
Education will continue to be a key component of our business model because we want to make everybody better holistically, right? The more information you have, the more knowledgeable you are, it will allow you to just become better traders overall and just learn, right? I would like to say, close off by saying that this plan again was developed to achieve maximum success, and I want to stress the word on maximum success and help for us to achieve our goals, not for just this year, but 2022 and beyond, right? I think this is very key. We've said, we've always stated that this has never been a 100, 200 meter sprint. As fast as the guy I am, I'm a sprinter, but this is a marathon, right? Let's be real here. This is a marathon, and we're not looking to run for 1 year, 2 year. We're looking to run for years and years to come. So we'd like to personally thank you guys all who have been through us with us this entire journey and will continue to be with us. And I know that for sure that together we can definitely be the change. So what I'd like to do at this moment, I'll pass it off to Jamal because I know he's been anxious and waiting patiently to give you guys some market updates.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Neville, for compressing all that information for us. A lot of stuff to go through, but yeah, that was amazingly done. Thank you. Now, everyone's been just really...
Okay, so this part with Jamal is very interesting. And Jamal is Virif Inky, his counterpart. So Jamal handles the marketing overseas, and Viraf handles it here. But they work together too. So they work together on this venture, and oh my gosh, this is very innovative. It's never ever been done. I'm gonna kind of offer my opinions on it after Jamal speaks here.
Anxious to hear about all our marketing plans and strategy, especially in this current market that we're all seeing, go up and down every couple of days. But me and Viraf have just done a lot of research. We've had a look at pretty much what everyone's doing, what marketers are out there doing, and everyone seems to be pretty quiet at this time because they're all, scared to do something. But in our perspective, to us, it's those that stand out and show that they're here for the long term, the long haul. They, come out strong at the end of, especially bear markets like this. We're on the rise now. We'll be on the rise and hopefully rise further as the market goes up. Now we've got a lot of thought, and I've done a ridiculous amount of networking as well to put together something that's going to be a bit new and shocking to the crypto world. Stuff that people haven't done, and most crypto companies don't dwell into certain things that we're going to be going into. Definitely a new era of teaching mechanisms and hopefully pique interest from a lot of investors and bring on new investors via real world engagement, which is something that we've been just really.
Okay, it's coming up. Don't worry, here it's coming up, and it's coming up.
Looking deeply into achieving. Now everyone knows we have plans for pop-up applications and physical applications in the future, and we're hoping this is going to be a major stepping stone towards those larger and bigger goals. For the meantime, we are planning to do a large crypto and car community event. So at the moment, we've partnered with the Compeller Club in Melbourne. Now they're a high-end car club. Supercars, old school cars, anything you can think of, very high and wealthy people in that club, and I'm very close with the owner of the club himself. So we're going to be doing a joint sort of supercar event with a crypto component to it as well, where we'll be able to teach people how to invest safely and where they should be investing, of course, with Steamx being the major sponsor of the event, having our own presence there. Now, along with the Compeller Club as well, there's going to be pretty much a lot of other car clubs there. I've got a JDM club coming, there's some female clubs, American muscle clubs, and some heritage clubs with old school cars. Now, during the event...
So, this is going to be I think he said Compeller? Or Compeller? Let's say Compeller Club, which is going to be like a kind of muscle car club. And he said a lot of wealthy people come to this car club, and they're going to be throwing an event there. Now, this has never been done, but like he said, there's a lot of wealthy people in this club, and this is going to be in Melbourne, Australia, right? So, some people do it different. I'm from Detroit. We have an auto show, and sometimes there's a lot of people that comes out to the auto show, and we do have a muscle car, a classic car cruise. I think if they call it the cruise something, but it happens on Woodward in Detroit. And I listen to a podcast called Wicked Podcast. It's more like a Wicked Planet. Shout out to Ron from New England. He just got through talking about a motorcycle club. They have like a motorcycle week where they have all types of people, motorcycle people come in up there in New England. So this must be like kind of how they get it done down there in Australia. If there's a lot of wealthy people, I'm wondering what type of people these are. Are these going to be people that invested in crypto, or are these going to be people that invest in stock? So they're going to have to get them new. It's going to be really new investors. So it's really going to have to grab their attention. I have some ideas on how to do that, but let's listen to what Jamal says on how he gets it done.
And Steam Exchange will have their own booth, their own section, their own teaching area, influencers, models in Steamx, merchandise, take photos, all the cars take photos with people. We're gonna have staff there as well, members to teach and help and show people, what Steamx is about, show our vision, and just pretty much all the things that Nev and Chris have been talking about for a while. We're gonna bring it to the real world. We're gonna have a dedicated how to buy section as well. iPads with stuff that teaching people, helping people just sort of understand, because there's definitely gonna be people interested on they want to know how to buy, and most people that are coming to these things have no clue how to do that, especially with the whole pancake swap thing going.
Okay, so they're gonna teach them how to buy crypto. They're gonna have models and all types of stuff there. That's gonna be very interesting. I'm wondering how they're gonna like have this material go. I'm wondering if you say something like, okay, send money in like 5 seconds, if that's enticing to people. Um, he also later mentions they're gonna have games for the children. I wonder what continuing like some type of education or AI thing for children would be. I know they're doing something for investors to become accredited investors, but I think there's a big space out there for children wanting to become crypto developers, and if this kind of like edges them into it, there might be something there. I don't know if that's for Steam Exchange, but I definitely see a niche there for people. I don't know who picks that up, but somebody can make some money off of that. But but yeah, I see. Yeah, I wonder what like just sending money in 5 seconds or sending money for like 5 cents, if that would actually entice people to come over. I know the models would probably. Um, and he says they're also going to have a comedian. This is very interesting. I have no clue how it's going to turn out, but I think it's very innovative, and it's definitely going to get new people into the market. So that's very extremely interesting. I almost want to ponder in my head what I believe would be the best way to kind of market and get their attention, other than like some fine women and some fine cars, which fine women and fine cars definitely do get attention. But I'm just wondering how it appeals to someone that just is like, okay, I don't really, oh, crypto, how do I make money with that? Somebody's just interested in money, like how it would appeal to them and get them like right over there. I'm really I'm pondering that in my head, and I wonder. I'll probably mention it to the guys if I think it's something.
We're going to have a big screen as well, showcasing a trailer for Steamx, something we're going to put together. And event organizers like such as myself and the other car club owners, also like the leaders of the car clubs, will be in merchandise, and they'll be able to discuss crypto with people as well, because I've been having meetings with them and teaching them as we go. Now, we're also going to have like food trucks. There's going to be police in attendance at the location. They'll have their own spot for their cars because they've got highway patrol cars that they can show off, so they can have a presence too.
Food trucks, awesome, because you can talk to people while they're eating their food. You might just be able to run a nice little presentation while people are eating their food. So that could be something really cool because they're already there. They're going to be eating their food. So, what I mean? Might as well listen. I might talk to my friend or whatever, but I'm going to have an ear out.
We're thinking about getting media involved, so I've been in contact with some media as well. There's going to be a children's section for families, possibly a comedian act as well on a stage, and a DJ for music throughout the event. It's going to be raffles, prizes, and at the moment, I did have a meeting with some managers of Autobahn last week, and they've shown interest in sponsoring the event as well. Autobahn's a big automotive company here in Australia. They sell everything hard, pretty much like God, I don't know if you know if you're not in Australia, they pretty much sell everything related to cars, from clean products to radios to whatever. So they're very big in the car community. So with our current phase 1 plan, what we're rolling out at the moment is we have 2 show cars going in for half car wraps, but half the car will be wrapped on one side. It's different colors to the car itself, and it's got a 3D prints of Steamx all over, as well as banners on the front, on the right, on the front windshield, and the back, QR code on the car, and the website pretty much on the left side of the car where that wrap is as well. There's also going to be other cars, probably supercars.
Interesting. Now, talking about QR codes, if there was something where you could say like, okay, scan this and send money in like a second, like a QR code, like if you could just show them that, because I know, with wallets you can scan QR codes and whatnot, but sometimes like I don't know for the average person just scanning the QR code for a wallet if they really understand that. If two people could demonstrate it and show how easy it is, that would be really really cool, and I think that would really attract some people. Like, okay, you ain't got to stand in line for MoneyGram and pay, uh, you know, $10 or whatever, or $5 to send your money. You can send money with Steamx for 5 cents, and this is all you have to do: scan QR code here, scan QR code here, boom, you're done. Of course, both of them would have to have either like the Steamx exchange or like connected wallet or whatever, but just show them that it could be that easy. Just scan a QR code here, scan a QR code here, boom, done. Okay, but go ahead.
And a lot of other high-end race cars, Euro cars, BMWs, AMGs, showcasing banners as well for Steamx. And these cars will be driving around in the meantime before the event as well, so it's going to be a little hype. A lot of interest generated because we attend a lot of events, a lot of car events every weekend as well. It's all going to be like a group thing, and everyone's always interested in what we do. They know, like, most of me and the people around me do crypto, so it's going to be more, out there in their face now. Now, the entire event is going to be filmed, live streamed throughout all of social media accounts, all of our social media accounts, other influencers.
So it's going to be live streamed, and social media accounts of influencers are going to stream this. Maybe I might possibly stream it. I'm not sure what my audience will think of it. If they need me to, I might, I think I might. You know, it's, they can definitely reach out if they want me to do that. I think I can get that done. But yeah, they're gonna stream it, so that'll be pretty cool. It'd just be pretty cool to see how that goes, and like to get a piece of Australian life. You know what I mean? That would be pretty cool to stream and see.
And people that are there on the day. So everyone's going to be able to tune in and watch it live all over the world. And we're hoping just to, show people something different, show them that we're out there, we're teaching, we're, bringing on new investors, and, we're helping people invest and trade in the right way. Now, the big purpose here isn't just this event itself, and this event is going to be big. It's taken a lot of prep time. We've done a lot of legwork to it, and it's still going to require about another 2 months before it is scheduled towards the end of July, just before the guys finish off their stuff and release the testnet. So we are going to be talking about that stuff on the day too. But it's a major proof of concept as well. It's going to make a lot of noise in the real world where people will be able to look at us, like even during this market, we are doing this sort of big thing that no one else does, where they can come and learn about crypto. And
So it's going to be done around the end of July, which the testnet should be up and running at that point in time. So it'd be pretty cool for people to test it, get a kind of like a look and feel of it, and actually know that they're going to get in on the ground floor before it's even open. Because that way, that's already a built-in catalyst. Like, look, we got our testnet up and running. This thing is going to be open in October, or, say October or November. Boom, guys, there's already a built-in catalyst. We already got these many people behind us. We got the Autobahn, behind us. We're throwing this big banger of a shindig. Like, we're streaming this mofo. Like, look, we already got our stuff about us. You know what I mean? We're already moving in unison. We're already, what I mean? We're already kicking butt and taking names. We're already organized. So, why not right now invest in something that you can see has a bright future? And that's what it's all about for me. If you look at coin exchanges and how they blow up during a bull run, and I do believe, when Bitcoin halves again, May 4th, 2024, so 50424, when it halves, it might take like 6 months. It might be 6 months before. It might be 6 months after. Might be like 8 months after before the market starts actually bulling and blowing up. But I'm getting in before that. Like I said, it could be 6 months before. So I'm gonna get in well before that. Build my bags. I'm really hyped on this even not even with this innovative idea, just from everything they've shown me so far. This is just another feather in the cap. I really love Steam Exchange Euro, y'all. Not financial advice. I love it that they're straightforward. I love that they're transparent. I love it that they even tell you, okay, this is when it's gonna come out. It's not gonna be out until then, but they still really haven't broken a promise to us because they told us it might take until the fourth quarter for it to get finished. And I'm all about that because why put it out right now in a bear market anyway? It would only tank and make things harder for you. So I'm really freaking hype and high on Steam Exchange. But let Jamal here finish.
We hope to turn around on the day and show our stance and our drive to bring crypto people in the real world, help them as well. The big goal as well is like future events. We'll be doing events in other countries as well. Like after we do this event, we're planning, for Canada, United States, Japan, and pretty much any other country that we decide on going into a new event there, just teaming up and, getting together with big car communities and doing something big for the people and just bringing people together there as well and teaching and, going through everything with them there. So when these other events pop up and crypto companies eventually do see what we're doing, it's going to turn into like an eventual exhibition style with car community in mind and crypto, in the background as well, sponsoring the whole thing. It'll bring a lot of interest from other companies, wanting booths within our events, big car companies, and like you saw, like Autobahn wanting to, sponsor, and it's all going to be branded under the Steam Exchange banner as a whole, which will give us a lot of brand recognition and sort of get our name out there rather than just the simple stuff that everyone else is doing. For us, we think it's going to be something like really big. It's required a lot of planning, and our current phase one will conclude as soon as the cars are done in about a week and a half, and merchandise will be finished as well. And as soon as that's done, I'll be able to put together some videos, some posters, and start setting exact dates, having a look at the weather, just making sure I'm a bit closer to the date, like so about another 1 to 2 weeks, everything should be done, and I'll be able to put together an exact date. So everyone, if you're in Australia, you're definitely excited to meet you all. You can all come down. Hoping the guys Canada, Netherlands might come down at the time in draft as well. But yeah, that's pretty much something that we've been putting together for the past month and a half. It has required a lot of legwork, and I think it's going to be exciting, big, and something no one's seen before, and it's going to be meant to bring it out to the real world and show people what crypto is about, what we're doing, what we're here for, the long haul. We're here to stay, we're here to do things irrespective of the market, and it's the people that come out during these times where no one's sure what's going on, and they still push forward. They're the ones that always end up being successful in the end, because this is a cryptocurrency, we're here to stay, we're here to make it big, especially with these big events, and I think it'll be really interesting to do these in the future as well in other countries, and just bring people together and create a big teaching platform that's more realistic in your face out in the real world, not just online where you're reading documents and papers, you're just having fun with your family. And these sort of events, people are going to want it, and just got us running them in the future. But that's pretty much everything I have to say. There will be updates that I'll be giving everyone as we go along, photos. I'll show you the cars.
Okay, guys. Yep. So that's part of the AMA. There were no really interesting questions for me. There's one question about do they have to apply? Do they have to talk to the Ontario Securities Commission before they even run the testnet? No, they don't. The testnet is all part of bug fixing and before the audit, before they even apply. Because the apply is like a kind of a one-shot thing. And one-shot meaning okay, you apply, we tell you what's wrong, you might fix it. And then, okay, you fix it, and then you're approved. So that was the only question. They don't need to talk to them to set up the testnet. Only other question was, do you need real money for the testnet? No. However, if they say that they're going to submit to you that you're going to use your real coins, then go on here and exchange them for fake coins, quote unquote fake coins, to use the testnet, then I'm assuming then you kind of need Steamx to do the testnet. I want to ask those guys if that's true, and I might leave it in a comment down here. But those were the only real relevant questions. So yeah, guys, let me come out here. Definitely come over here and check out some of my previous videos over here. Thank you guys so much for watching. watching. I know it's a long one. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, guys. Peace.